it. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
Hey everybody, what's going on? Yeah. Hey everybody. So yes, I am back for Real Housewives of Atlanta. We're going to get into a recap review of it, girl. And yes, I'm about to get out of here. Actually, like the room is packed with all of the boxes because my stuff made it on time. Thank you, Lord. I'm just waiting on one more thing. And I'm going to be packing up all my stuff today. Okay? Now that everything has gotten here, I've tried on things. I have to go and bring shit to the place so that I could girl, it's a lot. It's a lot going on, girl. I'm gonna have to have my husband bring some shit to the UPS people for me if he love me. If you really love me. All right. So listen, everybody come into the room, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you have not liked the video, like the video, like the video. Okay, because see what that does is it helps YouTube send out the notifications that it hasn't already sent. It lets everybody know, hey, Bondy's live and we finna go all over there. You know what I'm saying? We finna go over there. You coming? That's what it is. Okay. So go ahead and like the video and let the folks know what's going on. Now, before we get into Real Housewives of Atlanta, I'm gonna give everybody a chance to get here first. Before we get into that, I just want to talk about the discourse that's been going on my Instagram and my threads. Okay. I'm gonna take it to my threads because I feel like, see, this is where we differ. This is a time where we could like agree to disagree. And I'm perfectly fine with that, right? I'm perfectly fine with that. And this is also a time that I will happily admit I'm judging. I can be a judgy ass bitch sometimes. I have a lot of empathy for people though, but I still feel like, girl, I know I'm judgmental. Ain't nobody telling me nothing about myself that I don't know. Okay, I'm the Lord not done with me. I'm working on myself. Okay, it's a lot of empathy that's happening around here. I feel like you could see it in my commentary, okay? Especially when I feel like people are not really being bullshitty, okay? But if you're being bullshitty, girl, I'm just gonna have to let you know, you're being bullshit, okay? Like Portia and Phaedra, bullshitty girl, okay? But see, this right here happened on Instagram. I mean, on Threads. Hold up, let me share my screen with y'all. This B Simone, Pretty Vee situation. I feel like I've done enough commentary on B Simone for y'all to know that I think B Simone is a terrible person, right?
It's still on YouTube.
It doesn't matter.
Because she my floor.
Let's move to the next subject.
It's still on YouTube.
It doesn't matter.
Because she my floor.
Repeat that.
It's been on YouTube for 3 years. You're not that mad, bro.
You have to say that.
It was the size of an almond. It was so gross.
You see how she gassing it?
You brought it up. Booty.
You had to tell people that.
Shut up, bitch.
No, I'm being dead ass. You had to tell people that if I on
Hold up, y'all.
booty. And it went on her ground. So for her, doodle in a cellar bowl, but a little pet came out my booty. And it went on her ground. So for her to drag it in front of all these legends, this is embarrassing, but I would never do that. I don't do those things. I'm definitely, and I'm too upset that you brought that up right now.
Vina,
I'm being that ass.
get over it.
Okay, it wouldn't let me stop it, and that was annoying me. Okay, so did y'all see the clip? Yeah, no, V did talk about it on the Breakfast Club. That's what they was talking about. So I think she recently went on the Breakfast Club, right? Was it recent? This is brought up because y'all know I don't watch the Breakfast Club no more. But this was brought up, and she was embarrassed, and she slid down into the chair, and so then somebody reposted it, and I watched this show, y'all. I watched this show when it came out and just totally forgot about it. Like I just forgot about the show. And watching it back, first of all, a lot of people keep saying that B Simone is wrong for bringing it up and dragging it, and I'm like, y'all didn't see the whole clip. Pretty Vee is the one that brought it up. B. Simone did not bring it up. Y'all, they're playing Never Have I Ever. I don't know about y'all, but Never Have I Ever is usually a cringe-worthy type game. You're going to say something embarrassing when you're playing Never Have I Ever. Right before Pretty Vee said something about shitting because they bleeped it out, Lil' Kim said that she's peed on somebody. So we were already talking about bodily functions in excrement before Pretty Vee brought it up herself. She brought it up first, y'all. There's a 5-minute clip somewhere. And in the 5-minute clip, you see Pretty Vee bring the shit up first. They bleeped it out. And then B. Simone said, yeah, because she shitted on my floor. And then she goes to tell the story. And then the way Pretty Vee explained it, like, okay, yeah, I and then a little bit came out my butt. And then, and so to me, when she says a little bit came out of my butt, first of all, I'm sorry, y'all. That's never happened to me like that. So in my mind, I then go to, oh, you're a super duper senior for real. Oh, wait a minute. I thought it was all a game, baby. I thought it was only a joke. I thought that when Pretty Vee plays that, whenever she plays like the cringe-worthy, low-key, slow ghetto girl character that she plays, a lot of the times, I be thinking she just playing. She not really playing when you do shit like that at somebody's house and then turn around and poke your bottom lip out and want everybody to feel sorry for you when not only did you do it, but you brought it up. So to me, she's not funny to me either. I don't like that type of comedy where it feels like y'all are just making fun of slow people. And I think, hold up, y'all, because the light be it be doing the most. I love those glasses though, but it's the light. Hold up. So I gotta go get my lashes just ruffled through right quick because I think some of them is just turning down on me, girl. Don't turn down on me, girl. Turn up. Okay. So listen, yes, both of them are weird as fuck. When I posted this, I said, I'm just astonished at the fact that she's really a super duper senior. Then I gotta see so many of y'all in my threads that apparently don't know what the fuck a super duper senior is. I'm like, super duper senior. They were in school longer than they were supposed to be. That's what a super duper senior means. Somebody that was in school longer than they were supposed to be. And so, everybody try to act like they don't know these people when we bring them up, or they try to act like, oh, you making fun of. No, I'm not. Because I grew up around some of these people and they're some of the rudest, meanest, most antagonistic personalities. And when you do weird shit like shit on somebody's floor and somehow, some way, your ass gets separated from you and something flies out of it of which you don't look to find where it might have went. I'm trying to understand, where was your ass if it wasn't on the toilet? One of the homegirls said that B. Simone toilet must be dirty. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, bitch, that's still not an excuse. I done been to my friend's house and they had a nasty bathroom. And I've been like, bitch, this bathroom is nasty. And if I'm going to sit on the toilet, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to look around and see if you got any cleaning products around here. Then I'm going to spray on the toilet and I'm going to wipe it off with a toilet paper. And then I'm going to sit down on it. But if I'm in a public restroom, or I'm somewhere where I don't see no cleaning products in this bitch, I am going to line the toilet paper up on the seat and then I will sit on the toilet people. Oh, I'm gonna sit on the toilet seat. And you have to double it. You can't just lay it down one time. Sometimes you got to go 2-3 times depending on how thick the toilet paper is. Okay. I don't know, I know a lot of people didn't have, I hate to say it like this, but I don't feel like mincing words. Some of y'all mamas wasn't shit. And so they didn't teach y'all some of these things. Okay. Another thing, why the fuck would you squat to shit when you can just put toilet paper all over the toilet? Another thing, if you knew you were squatting and you knew that what you did was giving spray fart, if you knew what you did was something that ended up in shit being other places, why would you not clean it up yourself? Why would you not call her into the bathroom and be like, friend, where your cleaning stuff at? Let me, cause I done did some shit in here. Or can you call somebody to come clean? But the fact that she left it there and B Simone had to find it later when she was cleaning up the bathroom. Now I'm looking at V like, girl, what the fuck is wrong with you? But y'all all stuck on the fact that B Simone clowned her for it. When at the end of the day, if I had to pick up something that I thought was an almond and it was a piece of shit, if you think I'm not about to clown you when you bring it up, you don't know me. And you can say I'm not a good friend. And I'm going to tell you, I don't give a fuck. Don't leave shit on the floor in my house and I won't embarrass you. Because I feel embarrassed when I got to come in my bathroom and see your excrement somewhere and then I got to pick it up. I have a husband. I already clean up piss up and around toilets. I am not cleaning up shit. That's ridiculous. That's why I don't understand why so many of y'all, maybe, what the fuck is a dingleberry? What's going on? How does this happen, y'all? How does this shit not make it to the toilet? And if it doesn't make it to the toilet, how do you not know that it didn't make it to the toilet? And then, if you knew it was there, why would you leave it there? I think y'all want to find more issue with being made fun of when I feel like maybe if you got made fun of for some of this shit, you wouldn't do it. I bet you she ain't gonna never leave no shit nowhere around nobody. Why you saying maybe it was just a dingleberry? Like that's not a piece of shit. That's shit. I don't know. Girl, and that's what I'm saying. I grew up in an OCD household. My house right now is making my nerves bad. Let me tell you something. One of the reasons why I didn't listen, never could. I'm so glad we still together. But I'm OCD, and it took a lot of me not being OCD to not kill my very wonderful husband. Okay. Hold up, y'all. I need y'all to think about that. I need y'all to think about it and talk amongst yourselves because I need to understand what the fuck is everybody on to where we're like explaining that away and being more upset about the person making fun of them for doing it than we are at them for leaving it there and not cleaning up after. Because to me, that's some trifling bitch shit. You trifling. And you trifling because you not firing on all cylinders. Have y'all all sat and thought about this? Cause I want somebody. I just want y'all to not be in my comments. Like, let's see. Hold up. Let's see what some of the comments was on this shit. Shout out to Terrence, y'all. Giving you the real tea. Said, nah, I felt V in that moment. Even though that is some nasty ass shit, literally. V, I totally understood your feelings. Call sitting around Lil Kim, Maya, and Chili, and that's the best you could do for your bestie, not a girl's girl. Let me tell you something. Y'all value celebrities too much for me. I love me some Maya. I like Chili, but Chili said that she kissed Michael Jackson. And to me, that's just as disgusting as you leaving shit on the floor, if not more. Like, I know she said it like it was a flex that she kissed Michael Jackson, but to me, Chili probably kissed Michael Jackson in the early 90s. In the early 90s, Michael Jackson was a white woman. Do you remember the time? He was a white woman at that time. So if you were excited to kiss Michael Jackson and you don't realize how gross that was, bitch, I don't really give a fuck about what you think about me leaving shit on the floor. Okay? Maya might be the only person in the entire room that I would have felt embarrassed in front of. I wouldn't have felt embarrassed in front of Lil Kim neither. Lil Kim is sitting over there with her face a different color from her hands, telling us that she didn't peed on somebody, which in my mind tells me you've also been peed on. Again, nobody in the room has really, like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about none of y'all in this room because most of y'all have done some gross, nasty shit too. That's my response to Terrence. But it's okay for you. It's okay to be on YouTube for entertainment, but not in real life. That's crazy. And that's me. That's me. Because if you ashamed of some shit, be too ashamed to post it. Don't be, oh, I don't give a fuck. It's funny when I can make money off of it. But now y'all want to make fun of me in real life. And now all of a sudden girl, no, you'll be okay. You'll be okay, V. Hold up. Friend where? Friend who, where, and why? Girl, this isn't it. Listen. What the fuck is wrong with her? Why would you these are the comments that make sense to me. It's a time and a place for everything. But what it sounds like, V didn't want to entertain that conversation around the type of well-known guest. V was very uncomfortable, and B should have read the energy her friend was given and left it alone. Aha, but as I've said, V is the one that brought it up first. And this was a time and a place. They were playing a game that is usually you gonna say some shit that you don't want people to know. Never have I ever. The game was never have I ever. That seems like the time and the place. It does. She probably didn't see it, and she probably didn't see it. And that right there is another thing. How, and this is when I ask y'all, is y'all ass with y'all the whole day? Was your ass with you the whole day? Were you with your ass? Because I've never experienced something coming out of my ass and then me not knowing that something came out of my ass. Bathrooms are usually very like bright, right? Like white. So I feel like if a piece of shit landed around the toilet, I feel like I would then be like, oh wow, did a piece of shit just land on the floor? After I wipe my ass, let me turn around and make sure I didn't leave any excrement on this lady's floor before I walk out this bathroom. Maybe she was drunk. I'm gonna tell y'all again, I don't care. And that doesn't make it any better. If you're too drunk to notice shit coming out of your ass and landing up on the floor, you're too drunk and that's your fault too. Let's see what else y'all got to say. They said cancel B Simone. Y'all could cancel her. This would not be the reason why. This was me. She should be more embarrassed that she did it and left it. This is me. I don't take either one of them serious. They play way too much. But this is when you realize they not actually playing. And that's what my point was. My point was, I thought it was all a game, baby. Come to find out, no. With 1 million views, I had no clue about the situation. What was the topic of discussion for this to be in a conversation? We all have done embarrassing ish, but to drag my friend in public is crazy. See, all of y'all getting stuck on, oh, she dragging her friend. She trolling. She should have let it go. Bitch, I'm telling you right now, you better have a certain level of decorum. Because if you shit on my floor, I am then going to feel like I can make fun of you because you did something that was so gross and then I had to clean it up. That was very degrading for me to have to clean up your shit. So if we have a moment where you bring it up and you think I'm not going to be re-triggered by the moment. Yeah, they not really friends. This is a business opportunity. We thought they was really friends, but they not. And it don't matter. And y'all need to, girl, Pretty Vee is a Tory supporter, which is to me much like being a Trump supporter. Listen, I don't give a fuck about those people. Okay, people that defend, Trump, people that defend Tory Lanez, people that defend. Yeah, I don't have time for y'all. Get out of my facial. Get out of my facial. Ain't nobody a good friend in this situation. But for y'all to act like the only problem is her being embarrassed, not her actually doing it, that's the problem for me. That's the problem for me. Oh my God. I feel like people are really downplaying how crazy you gotta be to leave shit on somebody's floor and know you left it there. And then later tell us the story like she making a big deal out of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm too old now. I don't know. Maybe it's, my daddy was OCD. My mama was OCD. Like my parents were very clean people to the point of access, right? I have a lot of anxiety and stress about how clean my parents were. So to me, I feel like it's almost insane that y'all would not drag her for some shit like that. I don't know, y'all. Like, it's not like, it's something she couldn't help. Like, I'm not dragging her just in general. Like, no, bitch, you did something bad. Like, you did something really trifling. And then I feel like you had that stupid ass look on your face. Like, she'll clean you up. Like, y'all know how she always poking her mouth out and acting slow? Like, I feel like that she was being that person in that moment when she did that shit. Right. Unless you was like really sick. But y'all, one little piece dropping on the floor tells me you are not drunk and you are not sick because shit don't come out in solid little almond shaped drops when you are running. When you running, that shit gonna come out all at one time and it's gonna be a spray fart out this motherfucker. Okay? I don't have a gallbladder, y'all. I'm not talking from experience. Nobody I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. We just not gonna agree. Y'all are not gonna explain it away. Yes, in New Orleans, she would have got ribbed the fuck out. She would be little shitty booty from now on. Every time somebody saw her, she would be little shitty booty. It wouldn't be Pretty Vee no more. It would be little shitty booty. And look, I know New Orleans people, we terrible sometimes. I'll tell y'all how we ain't shit sometimes. But when I tell y'all, maybe I'm desensitized. But if you did some shit like that and just walked out the bathroom and didn't try to fix, like you didn't try to clean up nothing, you was just like, fuck it. You was gonna leave me to do that. You getting ribbed for the rest of your life. If you ever bring that shit up in front of me, I'm gonna rib you every time. And then most of what B. Simone was saying was funny because, bitch, you didn't care when it was getting you millions of views on YouTube. She said that shit got 1 million views, girl. Don't act like you care that much. And that's the thing for me. Y'all like, oh, Pretty Vee so embarrassed in this moment. Pretty Vee is always doing shit. Little shitty V, I hate y'all. She is always doing stuff that's cringeworthy. Like, Pretty Vee is always doing stuff that is not really funny, but more so like, yikes. She does shit all the time that she should feel this embarrassed about. And y'all up here like, oh my God, that was so mean. How could you call somebody shitty V after they shit on your floor and leave it there? That's wild, bitch. You a terrible friend. Like, bitch, let me tell y'all something. the way I don't want to be a good friend to somebody that's gonna leave some shit on my floor. I'm telling y'all, I don't know what type of friend I want to be, but I know I don't think I have to be that much of a good friend after that. Cause to me, being a good friend is not leaving no shit in your friend's bathroom outside the toilet. Like I might have thought I flushed and didn't. I might have been drunk and thought I flushed and didn't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where you flush and it don't go all the way down, or where you thought you flushed but you didn't. All of that is fine. That's inside the toilet. It's when I have to come into the bathroom and find shit in places that is not supposed to be that we are now trying to understand what's happening here. What's happening here? Right. Look, she dated Rick Ross. That's much grosser than her shitting on the floor. That's what I'm saying. Y'all be so worried about the wrong stuff. Y'all so upset about her being embarrassed in front of other women that have other embarrassing stories to tell as well. But no, it's not embarrassing for you to be laid up with a nigga whose titties are sliding to the side of his chest. Okay, everything sliding to the side. His eyes sliding to the side. His titties sliding to the side. He's just, some runny eggs, and you going over there to fuck on old nasty runny egg looking ass Rick Ross, bitch. If there's anything out there that is embarrassing, that would be it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm okay with being wrong in this situation. Like, I'm okay with y'all being like, damn, B, that's fucked up. I'm okay with that. Now let's get into this shit. Let's get into this shit. Okay. It's 1111. Y'all like the video. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to BondyBlue Bites. Y'all know Reset by Design Wellness is going to Bali. Can tell me so it would be a while. Can you come for 11? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to get my lashes just a little just fill them in. Some fell out. Just refill them in. Make sure I'm real tight before I go out here to Bali. Now listen, we're gonna have a good time, and I'm gonna be posting so y'all can see the good time that y'all missing. But if y'all would like to come to another one, okay, if y'all would like to come through to another one of the retreats, y'all can go to Reset by Design Wellness, okay? We have Mauritius, Tulum, and Riviera Maya coming up. And the Riviera Maya is a couples retreat, okay? The price that is on the site is per person. Okay, so times 2. Whatever you see, times 2. All right. So yeah, y'all, Mauritius, Tulum, and Riviera Maya. Make sure you go to Instagram and follow the page. We collaborate on posts, so y'all make sure if y'all follow me, that y'all follow Reset by Design Wellness, so y'all can know what's going on. And I know once y'all see how this Bali trip move, y'all really gonna want to come and be a part of the clique. Okay. But make sure y'all, if y'all want to become a part of the clique, if y'all want to see what it's like to go on these little luxury vacations out the country, then you need to hit us up, okay? And I'm going to tell y'all right now, y'all need to. If you have not been out of the country, like, I feel like if you got money to put aside for things, you know what I'm saying? If you got a little extra, $500 down, girl. Okay. And then you pay over time, give you a whole year to pay it off. But the reason why I say that, me and one of my homegirls was having this conversation about how it's so important to travel. It's so important that y'all get out this country, especially right now. Like, I know everybody feels so no, you need to go somewhere else. You need to go somewhere else and be there for a little while so that you could see how fucked up it is here. I think once you see how fucked up it is here, it gives you a knowledge to maybe help you stop running in a rat wheel. Because I feel like America puts everybody in a rat wheel. And as soon as you get out of it, you start to see it like, them motherfuckers is crazy. Like, everybody else is not living like this. So you should definitely, even if you're not doing it through Reset by Design Wellness, which is a great way to do it. But if you're not doing it, I'm going to impress upon y'all to travel to other places and not just the Caribbean. Okay, I know y'all like going there, and that's good too. But you need to experience other places so that you could see. As soon as you get to the airport in America, you can feel that we have now entered the bowels of an angry white man. Okay. It is. It is a literal reset. That's why the business is called Reset by Design Wellness. Okay. Because it is a reset by design and it informs you on wellness. And you need that, y'all. We need that right now. Y'all need difference in perspective because living here is a lot and you don't even realize how heavy it is on you until you go somewhere else. Get them passports, y'all. Stop letting this place enslave your mind. Okay? Now let's go ahead. Let's get into it. I got my notes. Hold up. Try to get through this quickly. I got to go get my feet done. I got to pack. It's a lot. So Portia and Lauren go to see Phaedra about Londi's fume. R.I.P. to Londi. Lauren seems to have been really close to Londi. It was interesting to me that I didn't see a lot of emotion from Lauren either. Portia and Lauren seem to be like not that emotional, which tells me a lot as women. Because I feel like Portia uses her emotions to manipulate people, not because she actually feels them. And I think Lauren might actually feel her emotions, but do a lot to mask those feelings. And the reason why I say that is because we only saw Lauren for a little while, but in the 2 times that I feel like Lauren was talking about Londi, she was expressing being close to her. I was on the phone with her when she passed. We used to laugh all the time. We used to do so much stuff together. So I personally feel like Portia is performing her grief. And I hate to say that, y'all. And I'm okay with being wrong. I don't want to be like that judgmental of people where I'm not looking at it empathetically. But there's something about watching them talk about Londi that makes me feel like Lauren, even though she's not showing it, is actually feeling the loss. And Portia having somewhat of an annoyance about Londi dying. They both look sad to you. Okay. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they both do look sad. But it is something about Portia's face that sometimes gives annoyance when they talk about Londi passing, as if it's an inconvenience to her. And I don't know if it's just me. Okay. I don't feel like either one of them look sad until the end of the episode. But in this scene we talking about, I don't think so. I don't think they were actually showing their emotions at all. And I think they've been raised to not do that. It's something about the way they come off. Like they've been taught, like a lot of us, not to show emotion. Emotion is weakness. Lauren is very stoic as a person, but Lauren also does all of this shit that lets me know she's trying to get her insides together in a way that I think Portia is just in denial about. Like I think Lauren doing like a lot of the wellness stuff that she does, even though she's stoic, it makes me feel like she's doing some inner work. Portia, on the other hand, I feel like it's very obvious that Portia is not doing inner work. And Portia seems resentful right now. I think she's resentful for the situation with Simon not showing up the way it's supposed to show up. I think she's resentful about not being that girl on the show. I think she's resentful about decisions she's made. And I think she's also a person that likes all of the attention on her. So even if somebody died, they still are getting the attention in the moment. And I feel like that low key annoys her. That's just how I feel. And then I also, I remember that Portia didn't treat Londi that well. And she kind of used Londi a lot, which is why I think there's a level of inconvenience in Londi's death versus actually feeling the loss of her. Not to say that Portia does not care or love her cousin. I'm just telling y'all what it looks like to me. Moving on. Angela goes to get advice on how to deal with her husband from her therapist, Wendy. The situation with Angela and Charles is one of those things where it doesn't matter when somebody like me, and I don't have a perspective on everything, y'all. I don't know about everything. But when it comes to men of a certain caliber, I know about these men Not just because my father was a certain type of man, but because all of his friends were. And I was around politicians and I was around men who own businesses in New Orleans. I was, like I'm around Black men that have acquired a certain level of money, access, freedom, power in their communities. So I'm saying because I have a very specific understanding of these types of men, of the women that they're in relationships with, and how they relate. When I tell y'all that she's being emotionally abused in that relationship and that he doesn't have to raise his hand to her in order for her to be basically unhappy as hell, but in between having these good moments. Y'all, if Angela was not having the experience that I'm telling y'all this lady is having, why are we sitting here with a therapist asking a therapist how to deal with your husband? You're asking a therapist about how to deal with your husband at this point because you don't know how to go to him yourself. That is an issue. That's a disconnect. And it tells me it's because, yes, thank you, Crystal. She's walking on eggshells with him in the relationship, walking on eggshells, not feeling that he completely trusts her, but then having to keep saying how much she trusts him. She doesn't trust him. He doesn't trust her. And you can tell. Y'all don't realize that what y'all think is, oh, that's just not his love language. That's bullshit. It's a lack of vulnerability. When a man is not vulnerable enough to show a woman love out loud, it means that he is scared of something. And if he is scared of something, they're not connecting the way you think they are. They're not. The houses have strained the marriage. She's always asking for money, and now he doesn't want to give her money anymore. Let's talk about that. The only reason, let me tell you something. Angela is fucking up on a couple of fronts, but I think she's fucking up because she's trying to prove her value. You get with Charles, and yeah, you might be a self-made woman, but I feel like you felt like you needed to be more valuable, and that's why you decided to go and do real estate. Because you thought it was something that you would be able to do and blow up with, and then you would be financially on equal footing with him. Because men like Charles Oakley remind you and hold it over your head that they financially secure you or support you. They're going to always do it because anytime you don't do something that they want you to do, they're going to translate that to you being ungrateful for how they financially secured you. And so when you are with a man like that, even though to the outside, it looks like, oh, this man is taking care of her. This man is providing for her. Yes, but he's holding it over her head. So what is that going to make her do? I need to go and find a way to make my own money so he can't hold this over my head. She's trying to get equal respect in the relationship. That's why I think she went and did that shit with getting them houses to prove that she's self-made. You don't have to be self-made. You're a wife and a mother to a rich man. You don't have to be self-made, and you still deserve all of the respect that you're owed. But she saying that makes me feel like it's something that she has to prove all the time. She got in trouble with them houses because she was trying to get on equal footing with him financially, put herself in a bad situation. He told her not to do it, but a part of him telling her not to do it was not just because, oh, he's so smart and he's smarter than you. A part of it was the fear that you may get to a point where you're making more money than him. And you could make money, but if you're making more money than him, that might start to make him feel less than as a man if his ego and his manhood is predicated on him being the breadwinner. A lot of men are like that, even ones that are not this rich. So she didn't trust him before, but she trusts him now. And now someone is approaching her about him cheating. He's always worried about being attacked. people that worry, that look over their shoulder a lot, I feel like it's usually because you done been out here doing fucked up shit. You may not translate it that way, but my dad was like that too. I think it was a lot of. There's a story my mom tells about one time when my dad, there was something in the news. I'm not gonna get too personal, but I'm just say this. There was a news story that he was very upset about. And he cut it out the newspaper and put it on the bathroom mirror so that he would see it every day. The same thing that made him motivated and disciplined is the same thing that will make him focus on how he felt slighted and to continue to feed into the anger and the disrespect that he felt by looking at it every day until my mom said, "You're not doing that. Take that shit off the mirror." The way y'all don't understand how men feed off of that energy, and a lot of the times it's attached to their manhood, this feeling of being able to like exact your domination on people, get even with people, just feeding into negative energy. Sometimes you don't realize how much people like to feed into that energy. And that's when I realized that. Like, why would you want to continuously be getting upset about something? Because he was reminded that if I stop being mad, I lose. So I have to stay mad so I don't lose. At some point, that's what my dad learned. And he then handled everything from that system. If I stop being mad, I lose. Charles is exactly the same type of man. If I stop being mad, I'm losing. Which is why there's a lack of vulnerability, which is why he doesn't trust her. Because he can't get past that part. But y'all gonna keep acting like I don't know what I'm talking about. He love her. That's not the point. What the fuck love got to do with it? That's not the point. Y'all have low standards because you don't know that you should demand better. Demand better and be okay with if they can't reach where you want to be. Be okay with that. That's how you're not using it to manipulate somebody, because you set the standard. This needs to be fixed. If it's not fixed, then obviously I need to fix my relationship with you. Meaning that maybe I don't need to be here. She should demand more from him because he can give it. And if he doesn't want to give it, then she should see it as the representation of how he's unwilling to actually give to her what she's giving to him. Right. A secondhand emotion. But yeah, it's a lot about that. It's a lot about their relationship. But even more so, I hate the way y'all ignore what happened between Angela and Charles before we got to the show, as if it didn't happen. She talked about it in her interview with Carlos. I'm going to reiterate. Getting married to that man and him not telling people he was married, and her repeatedly having to demand he tell people he was married. The only reason a man does not want the world to know he's married is because he wants to move around in the world like he's still single, but he wants to secure someone at home that will be there for him because he's getting old. Men love a woman that's at home, being everything they want her to be inside the house, like she's an appliance or something. They can go out in the world and be whoever the fuck they want to be. But when he comes back into the house, she is an appliance. She said they had to have that conversation repeatedly about him not telling people that they were married. So when Phaedra says that she didn't know he was married, Phaedra is not bullshitting y'all. That moment, she's not bullshitting y'all. The bullshit is her knowing that it's embarrassing and bringing it up as if it's not. You acting like you don't know that this is going to be embarrassing and hurtful to Angela for you to talk about how you know her husband, but you didn't know nothing about her. You know what the fuck that means. You knew how that was going to come off. That's another reason why y'all can't tell me that Phaedra didn't do what them people say she did. Because you came into the situation treating Angela like you had an issue with her, like you had a problem with her, and you were going to do little slick passive aggressive shit, like pointing out how her husband doesn't respect her out in these streets as a way to belittle and humble Angela. That's what it felt like you was doing to me. And she was doing that the whole season. Ever since she started doing confessionals, she's been making these little comments to let us know whatever party, nightlife world that Phaedra is a part of, Charles was a part of that as well. Which is why it's given, he go out all the time and I don't never see him with his wife. But Phaedra wasn't hanging after they got married. It was before, right? See, that's the thing. That's the thing. If Angela is saying he wasn't telling people they was married, it is very highly likely that he was hanging out and was married and they did not know he was married. And that's purposeful. It is on purpose that a man would not tell everybody that he's married, that he would try to conceal that. That's on purpose. So he could be out in the street moving around single. And then what did he do after all of that? He cheated on her. Y'all, this is not rocket science. You don't want people to know that you're married because you still out here in the streets. But you wanted to lock somebody down because your ass is getting older. And I imagine that Angela saw him as a catch and was applying pressure when she talks about asking the doorman about him because they stayed in the same building. Yeah, it's given he saw you would be a good wife appliance. You sexy, you pretty, you making your own money. You would be a good wife appliance. Somebody that wouldn't ask me for too much, who wouldn't require more from me because you got your own. That's a good woman to lock inside of a house. Angela is a good woman to lock inside of a house. But men want to lock one woman in a house and then they want to go fuck women like Portia. They want to be at the party that Phaedra is throwing because Phaedra gonna have all of the little people and all of the strippers and all of the freak nasty people that Phaedra knows is gonna be down to the party. And she's gonna invite all of these celebrity influential men to the party. Then she's also gonna play matchmaker like Sheree. We have get-togethers and then we bring our rich African friends and our baddie Atlanta girls and everybody meets up and does whatever. Angela is not living a life any different than anybody else that we've ever seen, y'all. I don't know why everybody is acting like because he's showing up, that means that he's not showing up as the same type of nigga that most of us have seen. Which is you done did all your dirt, and not because your ass is getting old, you want to act like you got some sense. And in order not to lose your nurse, you're going to go to therapy. You're going to be halfway decent with her because you want her to take care of you when your ass get old. That's why. Anyway. But yeah, their relationship has been trash. He married her, didn't tell people he was married to her, cheated on her. Then he gets back with her, but he's mean and then surly and doesn't emotionally validate her in public. And y'all want me to act like he's changed. It's all different. Yeah, fuck no. You could do more, nigga. You could be nicer. You could be sweeter. You could be more supportive. You could. You could. But you choose not to. And that's where I'm at with it. Shamia. Shamia has a show. Gerald finally shows up. Her vocals were a little shaky at first, but she puts on an excellent show. So here's the thing. I love that Shamia decided I'm just going to put on my own show. I love that. I really wish that more women would do that. Like, instead of being mad that people are trying to gatekeep them, out of situations, I wish they would just find a way to make those opportunities themselves, because you have the internet. You have you know what I'm saying? You have a fan base that you can offer things to. You don't need all of those gatekeepers that we used to have when it comes to the entertainment industry. So I love the fact that Shamia did all of that. But I also feel like there's a level, still just this level of desperation in everything that Shamia does. And it's almost like, is it good enough now? Is it good enough now? Is it good enough now? Like, and she's good. She was singing her ass off, but it's just always gives try hard. I hate that, but it always gives try hard. But I'm glad that everybody was there to support her. Cynthia had to leave because she took too long to start the performance. And then Charles and Angela are having their gala. They're honoring people who do charity work in Atlanta. And so she invites them, right? And what Charles does is really great. Like his organization to feed people all over the place, very much reminded me of my Paul. So yes, I think that's amazing that they do that. But y'all, that's also a part of being a man being a man of either wealth or access in the community is to give back to the community. That's not it is selfless, but it's not. There's a business behind that. There are reasons to do that, but I do feel like Charles is doing it for the right reasons. I think he loves to cook, and I think that that's his way of giving back. I do think that's sincere. So please don't get me wrong, y'all. Okay? But yes, it's a tax write-off. And a lot of the times, and it could be guilt, and it could also be just a way to be in that. Because when you do those types of things, you get in contact with a lot of good people. You know what I'm saying? Good people you could use for other things. So yeah, it's a that's what he is supposed to do. Exactly. Yeah, it's two sides of the coin. On one side, I do feel like, I'm doing it for the right reasons because I want to give back. On the other side, I get a tax write-off and I get to rub elbows with other rich ass people that I may be able to use to make money off of. All right. Shamia asked Britt about allegedly showing hold up. Shamia asked Britt about Britt telling Portia, I guess, that Shamia showed her the text messages between Portia and Shamia. Shamia says that Britt is jealous of the friendship with Kelly, and she thinks that's the reason why Britt is coming at her. Shamia thanks her for keeping her clothes on. Shamia. Actually, I do think you're projecting. I think that Britt is petty and small on some level. Like she talks big. Like these girls are trash. Like, she's always bigging herself up like she's in this hierarchical system, a layer higher than she actually is, right? That's Britt. But it's almost like that she's delusional. So we're almost starting to feel like she's harmless simply because we can see her. Like we can see her being like an insecure, crystal clear, vapid, weird ass bitch. We can see it. So you start to feel like it's not as nefarious as somebody like Shamia, who you might have had more empathy and sympathy for. And then as time, you peel back these layers and find out, bitch, you ain't that much different from your friend. Like I do think that people are having that type of response here. But Shamia, you're projecting. And another thing, talking about thank you for keeping your clothes on. You wanted to fuck her. Why you thinking of her keeping her clothes on now? You wanted to fuck her. Like you were sitting up there talking about maybe I need to call Gerald and get the okay because you were turned on by the fact that she was naked, and now you want to tell her that she need, you glad she kept her clothes on. Your reads a lag. You the lagging. Britt asked if she saw her daughter when she landed in Miami. If that is what Shamia said, oh, she talked about my daughter, Shamia, hang it the fuck up. You and your family and your husband wanted to create this storyline, right? Right? Y'all wanted to create this storyline about the baby and all of that. So he calls you and tells you that the baby is sick when the baby ain't fucking sick. And so you cry and have a moment on the show because all of the women can come to you and have this count on me through thick and thin. Okay? I feel like Shamia and her husband must have been in tandem to create that moment so she could burst into tears and make that all about her and then do the whole, again, count on me, count on me. Yes, you can. No, I can. Sure, you can. Well, then I will. Yeah. Listen. It's given orchestration at this point. I still think that Shamia is not, of course, 100% in control of her situation. I do think that you're trying to have this boy child for that man. Okay, I do think that. But at this point, the shit with your daughter, I do feel like you and your husband must have planned ahead of time for y'all to act like the baby was sick so that you could have some story arc going on. And then once you get back in town, you know ain't nothing wrong with your fucking baby. Because the next morning, the baby was sitting up just fine. Okay. We know wasn't nothing really wrong with the baby. Because if something was really wrong with the baby, motherfuckers would have been at the hospital calling you and not in the room complaining about the room being cold. Like they can't turn the goddamn thermostat up. Anyway. So I now because I said it then that I felt like it was given, it could have possibly been a setup, some bullshit so that you can create issue so you can have issue on the show because you ain't got nothing else going on because your husband refuses to play a part and that's for us to actually see what's going on. So you create what's going on. And I feel like Britt was calling her out for that. Because if you was really worrying about your kid, why didn't you go straight home after Grenada? Why did you and Kelly go to Miami so that y'all could have a real vacation without cameras for a little while? Is it because you wasn't really worrying about the baby because you knew the baby was okay? Okay, then. Yeah, and got the mama to lie too. You could tell. Mama get on the phone. Yeah, I came in here and she was cold. And it took us an hour to get her body warm back up. Girl, why the fuck would it take you an hour to get a live baby's body back warm if you rapid it? Girl, y'all ain't got no heating pads or nothing. You ain't got nothing y'all ain't got no little heaters nowhere in y'all house. Don't make no goddamn sense. So I do believe that there's a level of playing victim and playing it up that Shamia likes to do. And I think she does it with Portia. But I also feel like Portia is still a fucking villain. I feel like Portia is still a usy ass narcissistic friend. I just feel like they're a little bit more alike than, we all previously thought. Okay? Shamia calling Britt a streetwalker and she's called her a lady of the night. You're a lady of the night. Ma'am, you didn't already call that lady a whore. Why are you trying to class it up now? And then hold up, y'all. Let me pull it up for y'all. Because to me, it just shows how Shamia is planning all of this out as a performance. Because you can't tell me that this is not what Shamia was given. Hold up, y'all. Because I want y'all to see it. When Shamia pulled up to the event after this, Shamia was dressed like this. I got the stuff that you want. I got the thing that you need. I got more than enough to make you jump to your knees. Cause I'm the queen of the night. The queen of the night. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Don't make no difference if I'm wrong or I'm right. I got the feeling and I'm willing tonight. Well, I ain't nobody's angel. What can I say? Well, I'm just that way. Hey, I got the stuff that you want, the thing that you need, more than enough. Make it up to your knees. Because I'm the queen of the night, goddammit. I thought it was funny. I thought it was so funny that she walked in to the event after that looking just like Whitney Houston in Queen of the Night performance during Bodyguard, bitch. Like, let me see if I can find it. It's her version of it, y'all, because y'all know Shamia can't do nothing right when it comes to style. But tell me that's not giving the same thing. Tell me that's not giving the same thing. Put it back on her. Put it back. Of course, she had the 80s, 90s mama to shit, shoulder pads. There we go. It's gold. It's gold. It's gold. It's gold. But it's the same thing that the diva was given in this moment. It's the same thing. Somebody said they don't see. Okay. You could not see it. You could not see it. I see it. You call that lady a lady of the night and then showed up in the next scene looking like the queen of the night. I don't see the difference. Like the chains and shit. Y'all don't see? This around the head shit. Like the why is there a hood, bitch? Why is there a hood? Why is there a hood? This is the person that wants to dress in costumage, but they know somebody gonna make fun of them for that. She look like Darth Vader. Hello, what do y'all think this look gives? And it's because y'all don't remember how the queen looked when she had the full coat on. But when I saw her, I was like, why is Shamia giving me queen of the night with this shit? She is. In my opinion, girl, ain't nobody else giving queen of the night like she giving queen of the night. Everybody dressed like a child of the night. Child, everybody dressed like they might be out at night. Okay, listen, it's giving they might be selling something at night. And I'm not saying she does it exactly right, y'all, because she never does, like, whatever she intends to do, she never does it quite right. But I do feel like there was inspiration in that look that has come from Whitney Houston's Queen of the Night performance, where she came out with the hood on, and when she opened it up, it was giving dominatrix because there was a lot of like shiny shit going on. Okay? Not Billy D. Williams in Return of the Jedi. I cannot. I thought so as well. So some of y'all saw it. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I do think it's a couple of looks. Whitney Houston looks from The Bodyguard, bitch. Let's look. Okay? Because the bitch is definitely giving, like, it's a couple of looks in here. Hold up. When you look at me, there's so much that you just don't see. But if you would only take the time, I know in your heart you find. Is alone. Can't you see the hurt in me? I feel so all alone. I wanna run to you. Ooh. This is what it was given. A little bit. It's a mix of both of those. Okay, we got the hood here. What a hood at. Okay. It was given a little bit of both, girl. That you want. I feel like we saw her with something like that on her head one time too. Like I feel like it's a couple of looks. I really do feel like she was like, okay, we're gonna do looks. We're gonna do looks based on all of my favorite divas. We're gonna start with Whitney Houston. Okay, can you replicate this look, and this look? Okay, like that's what it was low key giving, y'all. I'm sorry, it's giving Whitney in that black hooded dress on Bodyguard. Like, I'm just saying. Thank you. Y'all know I grew up with the Whitney of it all. Okay. So I'm a Whitney Houston girl. Okay. I'm a Brandy Whitney Houston girl. Impossible for a plain country pumpkin and a princess joining marriage. Impossible. Impossible. Okay. But yeah, I thought that was funny. She looked weird. Ralph and Drew talk. He asked to come upstairs. Then when she comes to meet with him, he's playing on the piano like he's trying to remind her of how they used to make music together. And when they used to make music together, they used to fuck. Like, yeah, like that's what that was given to me. That was like giving emotionally manipulative. And then the nigga sat down and said that he can't pick the kids up from school no more because the judge, Strange from Boomerang. Yes, that too, bitch. Yes. Thank you, Ashley. That one too. Um, Y'all, when it comes to Drew, SEDURE, and Ralph, the judge says he can't be with the kids Monday through Friday, so he can't take them to school or help. She says you could still ask permission. So I feel like the judge didn't say that you couldn't do these things. The judge said that Drew is gonna retain the sole custody, which you then translate to that means I can't help you. Yeah, it sounds like what niggas say when they're trying to gaslight you. They really don't want to do these things, or they're trying to make you pay for how you're you're asking for your kids so that you can be in control because you're going to do what's best for them. You're not going to use them against the daddy the way the daddy used them against you. So you're going to be the primary parent as the mother. So you want to make decisions without having to argue with a nigga that will use every opportunity to dominate you, to be vengeful. Every opportunity where you have to come to him about something with the kid, he's going to remember being mad at you about something in y'all's romantic relationship, and he's going to make it hard for you when it comes to the child. That's what that moment felt like to me. That's what that felt like to me. And the truth of the matter is, I wouldn't even care. I would be like, don't do it, Ralph. Don't do it. Don't help. Don't. Please don't. The fuck? I'll figure it out before I sit up here doing all of this with you. Phaedra goes on a date with Chet. His name is Check, but she's calling him Chi Chi. His name is Check. They kiss and he says, "You remember when we were on the private jet?" And she says, "Yeah, you like the private jet, huh?" They're nasty. They're nasty. And what that gives to me, and me and my husband were watching it, and he was like, "Oh, this nigga got a private jet." I said, "No, babe. No. Phaedra has a private jet." So let's draw some dots together. Squiggles, dots, and lines. Let's bring them together. When we get to Angela's event and the man says that Phaedra is like a queen pin or godfather figure of some sort, the fact that so many of y'all were laughing and thinking that's just so ridiculous, I think it's so funny when people that are actually not really seeing the full picture think that the full picture is preposterous and just funny, and it's actually stupid that somebody would say that. I think that's so weird. There were so many women like laughing. You really think Phaedra? So you think you smarter than me right now, is what you're trying to tell me. So let me explain. That man is younger than her. That man seems to be someone that you could possibly pay for dick. And if you're not paying him for dick, you're paying him as an escort for his time, for his energy, which is why y'all would be on her private jet. Then think about all of the little people and the strippers. We know Bolo because of Phaedra. Y'all forget that Phaedra is the one. Y'all sometimes pass that shit off to Candy because Candy started doing bedroom candy and all of that. But essentially, the nasty shit that started happening on Real Housewives of Atlanta was from Phaedra's little pool of underworld, minions and shit that she had and knew of. Phaedra is the one that knew Mr. Chocolate. And then remember the stripper with the big ass dick? Y'all remember all of that? Yeah, baby. That was Phaedra. So when you're a woman that presents herself as respectable, she presents herself as somebody that's to be trusted in the community, prayer cloth, funeral home, and all. That is a front facing image that is in direct contradiction with the freak nasty shit that she does in her private life. Now, there's been some integration over the years, but essentially, whenever you see a personality that has such a contradictory image from what is actually happening, you have to understand that they're lying and they're perpetrating an image because they don't want you to know who they truly are. That's why there's a disconnect. Mr. Chocolate might have been a pastor. It might have been Jamal Bryant. But also, there was a stripper named Mr. Chocolate that she brought to some type of get together that the girls had on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Go back further, go back and look at the show. It's on Peacock. I might go back and rewatch the shit from season 2. But to me, once you show me that somebody is involved in certain industries that have a underworld attached to them in some respect, yeah, y'all, lawyers have an underworld attached to them. If you're a lawyer, you might defend criminals. There's an underworld attached to that. Being a funeral home owner, do you know how many fucked up, crazy things happen at funeral homes? Including being a place for people to get rid of bodies? I'm just saying based on TV shows I've seen. I'm not saying that's what Phaedra's doing, just to be clear. But my point is, when you line some of these things up, it is completely plausible for her to be someone that pulls strings in the background. You can add Candy, and Candy saying, when I tried to go and get my paperwork to open OLG, and it was giving me problems with my liquor license, and it was because Phaedra was trying to make it hard for me to get my liquor license. That's somebody that's also involved in city government. You involved in city government, you involved in the funeral business, and then you do a lot of what seems to be sex party type shit. If that don't make you feel like what that man said could absolutely be true, I just feel like, you know, you might not be that smart. That's all. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying once you know all of these things, once you add up all of these things, it can't be that far-fetched when somebody says, I did something because Phaedra asked me to, because everybody knows Phaedra and I'm low-key a little scared of her. I keep telling y'all that Phaedra is a fucking creep. People that are creeps scare people. Okay? So this moment with her in check on that, you know, having a little moment, I know we all want to see it as, oh, she's just an older woman having a good time, but it's giving you probably paying for dick. I really do think the person y'all thought Candy was is the person that Phaedra is. Sugar mama, tying people up in the basement. And remember, Phaedra is the person that actually presented that lie. Why would you present a lie like that if that's not something you already doing or know about? And yes, Phaedra is a PK. That adds to it. Because y'all know something is fucking wrong with them PKs. No disrespect. But the way y'all are taught to disassociate from your body when you're the child of a preacher is ridiculous to me. Y'all create a good and a bad person inside of y'all's personas. We all essentially are separating our mind from our bodies in a way that's unhealthy, and we're not supposed to be doing that. But you know, history, industrial complex that is America that wants you to just be a worker. It's in the history books, girl. I don't have time to go through it with y'all right now. But just trust me on this. That separation of your mind and your body so that you can force your body to do shit that it doesn't really want to do, that whole mind over matter shit. Yeah, it has a place where that might be good, but the way we've internalized that is not healthy. And people that are in the church like that, especially preachers' kids, and the reason why it's like that for preachers' kids is because you get to watch your parent present their life in this very holy way, but because you're the kid, you actually get to see what's really going on, because people can't hide things from their children. They just can't. They might try, but you can't hide shit from the people that are living in the house with you, that are always with you. That's very hard to do. And so for me, what I've recognized about preachers' kids is that they have an exceptionally hard time relating in relationships because of the way they've had to compartmentalize themselves throughout their life. Anything that was, you know, sexual, or just them being a normal person is now being sectioned off into bad. And spiritual and what you do for other people and you giving yourself all the time is good. So even though they may not know that You know that you can't live like that. Everybody knows that we're still going to have sex. We're still going to be, doing whatever the physical things are that please us, whatever that is, food, sex, whatever it is. Knowing that you create this starch separation, it stays in your mind. So it's hard for you to integrate, which means the bad version of you can do really, really bad shit. And then the good version of you would just do some really good shit. And it'll make you feel like you're making up for what the bad part did. That's how a lot of people are compartmentalizing. But once you get into psychology, you understand that we have to integrate our personalities so we can be balanced instead of viewing ourselves as good and bad. Integrate so that you can be more balanced. But the people that create this starch separation between the good person they pretend to be and the bad person that they actually are, y'all, when they create that distance, that means that they're going to do really good shit and really bad shit. And the really good shit is being done to make up for the really bad shit. I'm just, yes, fractured mind. So I think that because PKs do that, I think Phaedra did that. I think that's still representative of who she is. There's a part of her that you're seeing, and there's a part of her that you're not seeing. Like an iceberg, only 10% or 20% of the iceberg is out the water, and the rest of it is below that you can't see. That's what's going on to me when it comes to Phaedra. Okay. So that's why when that man said what he said and she just had that stupid ass look on her face, I was just like, yeah, I don't know why you think that's good enough for me not to believe he's telling the truth. But what I've learned is that sometimes the people that y'all think are just crazy, you should actually listen to what they say. Y'all remember that man that got arrested and that video came out before the Diddy trial, before Cassie filed suit against him, before any of that. That man was shooting up Trump's hotel or some shit like that. And he sat in front of the police and said that the bourgeoisie and who they are. I'm about to go back and listen to what that man said, because now that I know more, especially about the bourgeoisie, I feel like I might be able to connect it a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But yes, Jonathan Odie, that man was saying shit and everybody thought he sounded crazy. But then as some time went by, y'all found out that man was telling the truth about something. And so whenever I see people that look like that, in person, they look all crazy and conflicted, like we don't know if what they saying is real or not. Don't just take what they say and throw it away. Actually try to see if any of it make a little bit of sense based on other information, because they may not be lying about everything, as we saw with Jonathan Odie. And to me, when that man showed up, the Marcus man, I'm just doing some messy gay shit. You can come in after and clean it up and act like it was Angela or act like it was something other than Phaedra asking you to do something like that just so she could have, stir up some trouble for whatever reason that we're not aware of. Because I do feel like Phaedra has an issue with Angela even before this situation happened, and we just couldn't see it. Almost like you thought you were going to come in and everybody on the show was going to be so hyped that you were there. But when Angela comes and starts to be the breakout star, you might have been jealous of that because you thought she was stealing your thunder. It might not have just been about, she got a husband like Angela thought. Angela thought, you just jealous of me because of my husband. No, bitch. It's not that. She could have been jealous of you because you came on the show and stole the show. That could have been a reason, especially if Portia was telling her that. That's another thing. I think Portia was involved, meaning like Portia knew what was going on. Portia is over there talking about, I think Angela did it to herself. Girl, you full of shit. Whatever Phaedra was going to do, she told you about ahead of time, which is why you had everybody sitting at Britt's house surrounded by your cell phone. Like you knew you was waiting on a call from her. Like, I don't believe that Angela did that shit to herself. Angela, the breakout star, I missed that. Oh, well, then you must not have been watching the show, my girl. Because anybody that's been watching this show has been talking about how Angela was the breakout star. Like, I don't know. I don't know what you've been watching, but it's been about, like, ever since she started saying shit when she called out Britt at the table, ever since then, she's the only one that's given us actual personal story with her and her husband and, and her family and all of that. She was the only person that was actually given. She absolutely became the breakout star. Everybody keeps saying that they like her so much they wish that she was on the previous versions with the other women that they really enjoyed, like Nene and Sheree and all of them. I don't know why y'all enjoy Sheree, but I'm gonna let y'all have that. Right. Angela has been the best addition to the cast. That's why I'm like, why y'all want to argue with me about shit that we all know? Come on now. Okay. Throwing me off my mark. So yeah, it could have been just because of that. I think Portia might have felt away because Portia is obviously made aware of the fact that she's not giving what she was supposed to give. Portia was supposed to come and give, and she has not given a fucking thing. Also, she don't really have it to give. Angela had all of this to give. Portia consistently makes comments throughout the season, making it seem like Angela is wrong for sharing what's going on in her life. But that's what they're supposed to be doing, y'all. That's what the show is about. So that off rip felt weird to me. Why Portia keep trying to make it seem like something is wrong with Angela for being vulnerable on camera, as if that's not what we supposed to be doing here? I think when people are vulnerable in real life and they tell their story, in reality TV world, you know that that person is probably going to do well because most of us already know that we're protecting our real lives because we've been ate up so much that now we're overproducing ourselves. People that come into reality TV show world late are sometimes more vulnerable and honest because they don't know how to conceal these things just yet. Portia, Phaedra, Cynthia, all of them had to learn how to conceal their life while at the same time being on a reality show about their life. So to me, I feel like as soon as Angela showed up, being vulnerable, telling the truth about her situation, having her husband actually there to showcase that shit was going on in her life, that made her the breakout star. Kelly didn't have anything to really give us besides telling us about the shit. It's the same thing with and Drew. Drew and Angela would have, I think Drew and Angela know that they were the only two people that were actually giving any real story. Shamia, we never even saw her husband except on the phone. She tried to give us story. It felt contrived. Portia had no story to give us. Phaedra comes in on the last leg with this man and just shows us that she pays for dick. Like, not saying she has to, but it gives that she's paying for dick. Kelly has brand sponsorships. So Kelly is gonna get her paper out of it. It's still not showcasing as somebody that was that interesting on the show. Angela is the only one that was actually giving real story, with the exception of Drew. The season took so long to put together because most of them have learned how to overproduce themselves to the point that they're not giving anything. That's why it took so fucking long for them to put this season out. They ain't trying to give you nothing. You could tell Portia is doing it on purpose because the season over and now you want to go you want to go cry to People magazine, but you couldn't say that shit in your confessional? Yeah. If I was Bravo, I would be probably wanting to fire everybody. Because what the fuck are y'all here for if y'all going to keep saving the good shit for something else? Maybe they need to get paid more. Maybe that's what it's about. Maybe everybody need to get their check up or something. Then we get this scene with Britt's family coming together after over a year. She pretends to announce a pregnancy. There's a ceremony before they start trying. Everything with Britt and that man is bullshit. That's another thing. He's there, no lights are on home. Like everything they gave was just so very, very, you know, okay, like what the fuck? It was in between. A lot of the shit that they gave was in between scenes. No real story there. And why the fuck is Britt pretending that she's about to announce that she's pregnant? It lets me know how much you thrive off of attention. I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. Like, I don't think you want a baby. I don't think you actually want a child. I think that Britt is probably one of those personalities that really doesn't want a child because they want their life to be about them. And that doesn't make you a bad person per se. I think it makes you a worse person if you are a selfish, you know, kind of vapid personality and you decide to have a child because it looks good and it gives you a position in the hierarchy. Like being a wife and a mother gives you a position in the hierarchy. And a lot of women want that position, but they don't want what actually goes along with that. And what actually goes along with that is having to be selfless in a way that I don't think women like Britt Edie are really capable of. Women like Portia, there is a part of them that is not ever really selfless, even when it comes to children. It's being done as a way to cement themselves in the image of a mother and a woman, and how that gives you, again, hierarchy position in our society that makes people feel like they're great just because they're a mom or a dad. They're owed some respect or some type of virtue simply because they're a wife or a mother or a father. That's why people use it whenever they're trying to get out of being in trouble. Oh, they're a father, they're a mom. Like, I don't give a fuck what that mean. What that mean? They got a whole bunch of fucked up people with kids out here. Charles. Charles has his gala. Shamia is the queen of the night. I told y'all that. I clocked that shit immediately. Angela and Drew met with Marcus and another man. Portia isn't worried about beefing with Shamia right now because Portia doesn't care. Portia knows that she can use Shamia, and as long as she don't go at Shamia too bad, she can keep using Shamia. The way I got my friend back. Girl, you embarrassing yourself and it's hard to watch. Ugh. Don't y'all hate them moments where you feel embarrassed for somebody and they don't know that they embarrassing themselves? You know they feel embarrassed deep down, but they just don't want to admit that that shit is embarrassing. Like, it's okay, bruh. Chill out. Like, you could chill out. It's okay. But the fact that Portia is not worried about fighting with Shamia that doesn't mean, oh, I care about her, so I'm not trying to beef with her. It just means I don't have the energy, so I don't give a fuck about arguing with you. So I'll tell you whatever you want to hear just so you'll do what I want you to do. That's what that's given. Portia is honored with Londi for their family's charity. Portia cries. Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm sorry, but nobody needs 10 women around them while they're crying. And then Britt Edie, I got you, girl. You're still bad as fuck. It's okay. I got you, girl. Y'all, I'm sorry. All of it gave fake. None of it gave genuine. None of it gave real. Count on me through thick and thin. A friendship that'll never end. When you are weak, I will be strong. Helping you to carry on. Count on me, I will be there. Don't be afraid. Please believe me when I say, count on. You can count on me. That's not what it was really giving. I feel like that's what they was pretending to give. It was the same thing with Shamia. It's like they can see where the camera is. They can see that them all crowding around a crying woman will give, oh, it's a real friendship. I know we dog each other out, but it's a real sisterhood. No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't believe Portia whenever she cries. I really do feel like Portia cries usually to manipulate people, not because she's actually feeling feelings. I do feel like sometimes she might cry because she's overwhelmed. Not necessarily because, oh, I'm so sad that my cousin who I used to use a lot is gone. And that's just me. That's just me. I'm listen, she could have been being genuine and I just didn't perceive it that way. I can't be right all the time, y'all. I'm listen, I can only get right as many times. Look, I just can't. I throw my hands up, bitch. Okay. I throw my hands up. But I'ma tell y'all, I wasn't believing none of that shit. All right. They all sit down and Angela questions who sent Marcus her way at Kelly's event. Angela, you did way too much setup. You did way too much setup and not enough setup. Let's talk about it. Angela, I can drag Charles all day. But the fact that you didn't have a conversation with that man ahead of time to let him know what was going to happen is the reason why he embarrassed the dog shit out of you. Because in my mind, y'all don't have the type of vulnerability to trust each other. That's why y'all are screaming, trust me. No, I don't trust you. Trust me. Ain't that funny? A motherfucker that cheated on you don't trust you, but you got to keep telling us how much you trust his cheating lying ass. Isn't that very, very interesting? She didn't tell him. She should have told him. But also, a lot of the time, this is one of them times where I feel like if you and your partner really like, you know what I'm saying? If y'all really fucking with each other for real, like y'all are friends, they gonna give you the space to do what you gotta do, especially in those contexts. They're on a reality show. This is not just a regular life moment. This is a moment where we're gonna film it. The way the women were in the confessional acting like Angela was wrong for trying to set up this reveal, but at the same time, you hear Portia saying, "Get him back so we could sit him down and we could have the conversation." Everybody understood what was about to happen there, that they were filming. And so we need to have the moment where all of this is put out there, right? Angela should not have had to do all of that screaming and running back and forth. To me, if a man really respects his wife, Angela, come here, baby. Let me talk to you right quick. Hey, why is this man here? You know I want to beat his ass. Why is this man here? Oh, because I'm about to set it up to prove that he, that you didn't do what they said you did. Well, I don't give a fuck about proving anything to these hoes. I don't give a fuck about proving anything to them. I know, babe, but I'm on a reality show. Okay, fine. I'm gonna give you a minute. But if anything gets out of hand, call me and I'm gonna pick that nigga up by the neck. This is how supportive shit would go. This is how I trust my wife enough to know, or not even trust, respect. He doesn't respect her. And that's what I keep talking about. And a lot of y'all think that relationships that only give respect to the man and not respect to the woman, y'all think that shit is okay. It's not okay. He doesn't respect her, and it shows. Because if he respected her, the moment would have been handled differently. And it doesn't take the blame off of Angela for not communicating with him, but it also showcases the way he still could have handled that situation differently. Like, yes, it feels like he wants to be in opposition of her all the time. That would have been the perfect time to just shut the fuck up and go on somewhere into another room until you hear some loud talking and just be close by. And niggas always want to act like, see, that's why we can't protect y'all. And man, shut the fuck up. That's bullshit. That's a cop out so that you don't have to be handling people with respect the way you need to be. That's what I'm saying. Like it would have been, because to me, even I would have been like, let me, if I was her, I would have been, as soon as he was getting upset, let me talk to you right fast. That whole moment showcased the way them two people are not on the same page, and it's because he doesn't respect her, and because she seems to be, I want to say, almost too scared to actually level with him, because she fears he's gonna shut her down anyway, so she might as well just do it. He ain't with the mess, and she knows that's why she didn't say anything. She set herself up for that. If that's where you want to stop, if you want to stop right there and not keep going down that train that you're riding on, because if we keep riding on the train that he's not with the mess, then why would he not have just removed himself? Because y'all act like somebody getting all upset and wanting to fight or whatever the fuck Charles was doing in that moment. If you're not with the mess, why is your response to make the shit even more messy? Because I'm just saying, y'all, if you really not with the mess, niggas who not really with the mess and they're not looking for an opportunity to dominate their wife in some type of way with this situation would have walked out of the fucking room. The event was over. The money has been raised. They waited until almost everybody was out of the building before they sat down and had that moment. You can tell. So that would have been a moment to walk some of your partners. Y'all, they about to do this messy reality TV shit. Let's go outside. He left after he blew up. After he blew up and did all of that. That's when he left. After. He left after. After they did all of that. That's when he left. Talking about he did leave. Are we missing the part where he still blew up and acted a fool in there? That's the part I'm talking about. If somebody is not with the shits and they not with the mess, the fuck is you getting all upset and irate for, like you don't know we filming a reality show? He does not respect her. And as much as she should have told him, he still could have handled it differently. He still could have given a united front. Y'all hoes know exactly what a united front is when it comes to a woman pretending not to be humiliated because of her husband, right? Everybody know how all you got to do is just shut the fuck up and throw your hands up whenever your husband embarrassing the shit out of you. Y'all know how to be a united front. When a woman got to be a united front for the nigga. But when the nigga is supposed to be a united front, then everything y'all act like niggas don't know how none of this work. Hold up, I lost my notes. Drew bringing Marcus in. True. Girl, why you always letting them set you up? But yeah, Charles said he had to go. No, he got to go. Angela was like, hold up, trust me. No, get him out of here. All of that. Like, no. Y'all, that's a lack of respect for her. Period. They still proceed to do the scene because that's what we're here for. We're here to do a scene. So now he leaves. Marcus sits down and says Phaedra dropped the envelope off. Everyone takes Phaedra's side and said that doesn't make sense. Y'all, I think all of it was a setup. I even think the man sitting down and saying that Junebug is the connect and then walking off and all of that. To me, that's definitely somebody that Phaedra influenced, especially once we find out via the Carlos interview. He's from Athens. He went to school. His sister went to school with her brother, some stupid shit. Y'all know how Phaedra likes to use the people of Athens, okay, for her for her betterment, whatever she want to do, whatever string she want to pull, she will use people to pull those strings. So I feel like even the way he was explaining it in front of her was partially bullshit. I still feel like that man showed up to do that messy ass shit by way of Phaedra and production. I do. I think that Phaedra is in cahoots with the production company. That's why they keep moving her around from show to show, even though they need to cancel her ass like Christmas. It's because she's friends with production. And I think she helps production do messy shit. And she's okay with taking the blame for it sometimes. Okay. That's what I think happened. I think Phaedra might have done that simply to get on the good side of production, to help production. Because think about it. Why the fuck else would somebody come in on the last 2-3 episodes and now they're right here in the photo as if they were there the whole time? Yeah, I think Phaedra is friends with production and was doing shit on behalf of production. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I think Phaedra knew exactly what she was doing with the market situation. Here's the thing. All of that was to say that Charles is cheating. Do we think that Charles is still cheating? It's a possibility. Considering how he acts sometimes, it's a possibility. That's the type of nigga that'll pick a fight with you and act like you did something to make him mad so he can go and leave the house for a few hours and you think he mad at you. That's why he not answering the phone. Meanwhile, he cheating on you. He that type of nigga. They know how to weaponize their anger and you walking on eggshells. So, yeah. Phaedra says, why would I? Girl, please. Angela, for a ring. Angela, you're playing yourself short. It's not just about a ring. That's not it at all. It's about the show. Y'all don't want to break the fourth wall, but this is about placement on this damn show. Phaedra says that she has no proof. Whenever somebody says that you don't have proof, to me, that usually is a sign that they did it. And they know that they got rid of the evidence. So because you don't have any proof, they can just say, well, you don't have any proof. To me, that's basically saying you did it when you say you don't have no proof. Instead of saying that's untrue, that's a lie, that's a lie. If something was a lie, I would stay on it's a lie. And where's the facts to back it up then if it's true? That's how you would frame that. Where's the proof of it being true? That's not the way she said it. She said you don't have proof. Not asking for proof, saying that you don't have it lets me know that you know what the fuck going on here. And you know she don't have nothing to prove it. And that's why you can rely on plausible deniability. Phaedra's a former lawyer. She may not have been that good at it, but she knows about plausible deniability. I'm just saying. Yes, and then when she threw the foreclosure, to me, that was telling on yourself even more so. Because now we know that you did some digging on Angela. And then Angela says, bitch, you gave me the information. You the one that called me and said that you remembered him and you heard him say his name, so you knew him from somewhere. Phaedra gave Angela Marcus's full name in order for her to go and find him. The only reason one would do that is if it's a part of the whole thing of creating the storyline via production. Because to me, that obviously would have sent me back looking at Phaedra. But it didn't matter because this was something that Phaedra was doing in cahoots with production. Which is why I think in the confessional, all of the women were sitting up there acting like Phaedra could never do something like this when Phaedra lies all the time. Phaedra has a documented history of lying about shit. And then she became a lawyer as a profession, which is basically lying for a job. And y'all don't think that Phaedra could be lying about this and that Phaedra actually did all of this shit? Especially because to me, it felt like she had been setting it up from jump. As soon as she came on the show talking about how she knows Charles, he's a great guy. I didn't know he was married though. I did not know that. Girl, to me, that's the setup. That's you setting up the idea that you know that Charles is out here cheating. That's setting it up. And then y'all bring in a person that says he's cheating, and that person knows Phaedra. Phaedra then calls Angela and gives her the man's information. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why Shamia wanted to use this as a moment to make it about her beef with Britt. Girl, everything you say about Britt is a projection. I may not like Britt and all of this, but you're the one that's actually jealous of her befriending Portia, and that's the reason why you're doing the shit that you're doing with Kelly. You're projecting, Shamia. I don't think Britt did this shit at all because I don't think Britt has the pull to do all of this. If Britt had done it, it would have been way more sloppy. And then the fact that all of y'all, Britt, you don't know Phaedra. How you gonna say she didn't do it? Cynthia, you know Phaedra. How you gonna say she didn't do it? Portia is going to say she didn't do it because Portia is in cahoots with Phaedra, meaning that I think Portia knew about this shit the whole time. Y'all remember when Portia was about to say what she knew about Charles and decided not to do it? That was before Phaedra ever even became a part of the cast. And Portia was sitting up there about the, I mean, I ain't got nothing to say. She going to find out on her own. Where y'all think all of that was coming from? Portia and Phaedra already talked and knew that they were going to try to use Charles is cheating on her. Like they knew that they were going to make that a thing on the show. Stop with the bullshit. Because you could see that they were setting it up before we even got any real information about Charles being a cheater like that currently. He may have been like that before, but we didn't know any of that. It was the first time them hoes sat down, and here come Portia. Oh, what I know about him. What you know? What you know, bitch? Phaedra, what I know about him. What you know, bitch? Don't nobody want to say it, and all of a sudden somebody pop up on scene talking about your man be down to my restaurant all the time and he cheating on you. The fuck? That was a setup, y'all. Shamia and Portia knew what the fuck was going on. And I think everybody after the fact found out what was going on and went along with the whole, oh no, not Phaedra. Kelly got a divorce, thank God. Shamia and Britt start going back and forth about Shamia not being with her daughter after Grenada and instead going to Miami. Britt walks out and calls them low lives, which to be called a low life by a low life is just so ridiculous. I'm sorry. Like, I can literally feel when people say things and it's how they feel about themselves, but the tone that they apply to it shows such disgust for another person, but it's literally how they feel about themselves. And when she said that these women are low lives, girl. Girl. Um, Nobody hates Brit, but I don't like her. I don't like her, and I don't feel like I have to like her. There's not much likable about her. And just because somebody can clock some shit, a dead clock could be right 2 times a day. What that mean? Like, I'm not on no hate train for her, but I also ain't giving a bitch that much credit. I think a lot of y'all are like wanting to lessen how we feel about Brit, but I feel like Brit hasn't done anything to lessen that. Like, you still a scammer. You still fake as fuck. You still not a real friend of nobody neither. The fuck? Like, I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't got time for y'all with this. Acting like that girl not the grimy person that she is simply because other people are grimy too. Not doing that. Shamia says that she's gonna get a new surrogate. Still desperate. Still desperate. All right, girl. Portia says she's there for Shamia when she's ready. Portia is working out in a full face of makeup. Child, watching Portia work out in that house for 2 seconds with a full face of makeup, looking at her ass the entire time, watching her clean up, looking at her ass the entire time. Then she go downstairs, her and her mama, looking at her ass the entire time. And this was just to show us a day in the life of Portia. I clean up after my baby. I'm a mom. I live a regular life. I work out. The house is nice as fuck. And I wouldn't have wanted to give up that house neither. Fuck that nigga. Everybody that be like, just get out that man house. Man, please. That nigga not even legally supposed to be here. I don't know if you're supposed to even own land when you ain't legally supposed to be here. Fuck out of here. I'm getting off now. I'm about to be done. I'm sorry. Okay, but she's now filming in that nice ass house, and I wouldn't want to leave that nice ass house either. And when it comes to Portia and that man, he's a scammer, she's a scammer. But if I have to root for one of them, I'm gonna root for the woman scammer, simply because his old ass should have been able to do better by now. Like, find you a woman with some sense. You know what I mean? Like, he purposefully sought her out so he could use her, knowing that she was going to try to use him for money. And now we supposed to feel bad that he got used for money? I don't give a fuck. I'm glad you got the house, and I'm glad that his ass got sent back to Nigeria so that he could try to come back here under another fake name. But both of them are scammers. What? Put the fan on. Not that one. I gotta charge it. Okay, plug it up. Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, I gotta get my feet in. I'm not going nowhere today. Let's see. I just want to see if there's anything that I want to cover before we get out of here. So Phaedra is gonna deny. Let me see if I can hear the lie in her voice. Hold up.
Are you Junebug? What is going on? Did you send that boy to get Angela and take her marriage down?
Make it make sense.
Okay, you
make it make sense.
Okay.
I am only back for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay. Y'all heard me make it make sense, right? So her saying make it make sense, it can be made to make sense. I just did it.
This is my first gathering with the girls. Am I that much of a mastermind of anything?
Okay.
I'm definitely, I guess, the godmother of it.
Okay. Yeah.
But, girl. Do I really have enough time for someone? But how does it make sense? I've been gone for so many years.
Yes.
And had plenty of success while I was gone, girl.
Okay. All right. But you were you were benched from the show,
yes,
right?
But yeah, but what I'm saying is,
and so your point is,
come back,
right.
Am I the only one that feels like, so what? So what? You talk to Portia the whole time. Portia gives you the low on what's going on the show. Who's on the show? You make a text or a phone call, find out somebody that might know something. Hey, you want to come on the show? It's not that hard, and it's not that much work.
And do something crazy.
Okay.
It makes
Right
no
off
sense.
the bat. It doesn't
Like,
make any sense.
makes
When she does this, like she can't see, she's lying, y'all. She's lying. It reminds me of when Steve Urkel used to be like, huh? Did I do that? Yeah, bitch, you did it. She's lying. I'll let her continue to lie though.
no sense. Like,
what was
It does make sense.
when she was kind of revealing that this
I
was
was
the
waiting
findings?
for the real moment of who really did.
Who did you think did it? So Phaedra.
I'm sorry.
Or the real moment of who really did
Who
it.
did you think did it?
I mean,
You thought Britt did it. You did. Why?
Brett.
Why did you think
I don't know why. She gives me like little sneaky.
Okay.
this is the thing. She said it was a man. So then, there was speculation about someone that was obviously close to the cast. Then she said she went through everybody in the cast, basically, besides Portia and Shamia.
Right.
So it had been everybody. So
did you have beef with Angela?
Did she say it was everybody, or did she ask? It could have been you. It could have been you. She was trying to set it up like an episode of a fucking Hercule Poirot or some shit. Like it was giving Agatha Christie vibes.
Were you mad at her?
I've only been around the girl for the Grenada trip. Why would I be mad with her? Like, but the real thing is why would housewives, we want husbands. So why would I not want you to have your husband?
Okay.
Why would I want you to not have your husband? Girl, what? Like she's overplaying stupidity in order to make this seem like it doesn't make sense. And that lets me know everything I need to know. She is fully being manipulative in this moment. If we was being honest, then we would say what I said, which is that you could be in cahoots with production. You could have been talking to Portia ahead of time. And this could all be about basically going at a certain person on a cast because they have more that they're giving. They have more vulnerability. They have more weak spots. You don't know nothing about the rest of these hoes. She's the only one who y'all probably actually was able to get some information on for real. Because the information is so easily accessible about Charles Oakley. She was an easy target, if for nothing else. The fuck?
Everybody can't be single on the show.
Right.
Or
yeah, all of that, y'all, all of that shit she was doing, bullshit.
So happy to have you back on Atlanta. So my question is, so Angela on a recent episode of Watch What?
Yeah, I don't care. We all know that Angela gives grown-ass woman, and that's not because she looks old. It's because a lot of y'all are immature, and it shows. Like comparing Phaedra and Angela, y'all would try to make it seem like Angela looks older, like Phaedra looks young, but no, Portia looks young. Portia acts young. When a person is actually immature, they show up younger, especially when they can do all of that shit to themselves to make themselves look younger. But her energy is young because she's immature. That's the reason why Angela shows up like what 40-year-olds showed up like when I was growing up. That's why we kind of liked Angela, because Angela presented herself like the 40-year-old women that I remember growing up. Meaning like women that have like a certain level of decorum about themselves, a certain level of class. It's because they're older, they're mature, not because of whatever, I don't know what y'all thought it was. Phaedra said she was punished for something no one saw her do.
But now you're back in the show with Portia.
Yeah. I mean, what's crazy is I was punished for something no one even saw me do.
Uh-huh.
It's like telephone.
Right.
You was punished for something no one saw you do. It's like telephone. So that means you didn't do it because nobody saw you do it. Are you stupid? No, you just think we stupid. Okay.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, but now you're back with Portia.
Yeah, I'm back.
And now you're friends.
I mean, well, we really...
They're not friends. They're business associates. They know they can use each other, and so they do.
We obviously, that bothered me.
To me, I don't think neither Portia or Phaedra seem to be people that have actual real friendships. They might be friends with people, but they're not real friends to anybody.
Obviously, it was very, somewhat hurtful. But at the end of the day, I really love Portia. I mean, we have always, gotten along perfectly. And so even after that moment, we didn't say, oh, I'm never speaking to you again. I mean, because at that moment, I knew I wasn't happy in the job already. And I knew it was time for me to leave this job. But unfortunately, sometimes when, if you can't make a decision for yourself, God will make a decision for you.
But now
God will make a decision for you. And so the decision was made. And, I have never had a better 7 years in my life.
You were gone 7 years?
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean,
wait, Phaedra, you took the hit. You took the hit for America. For what? I was so mad at you for sitting there and letting the charades happen.
Child, Portia is in the comments. Portia said, Phaedra, you already apologized at the reunion and apologized after for telling me the lie. Furthermore, I have already taken accountability with Candy. She adding people for repeating what you claim she said. Let's move forward by truly learning from past mistakes. That's why it's giving you lied about you did what you. Portia knows you did what you did with Angela. She knows. That's why she said, let's try learning from past mistakes. It's because nobody's learning from these past mistakes. They're still the same person.
Happen in front of all of us.
But they didn't show what was really said.
Clearly.
Yeah. I mean, because that's the contract. You know, and sometimes you just got to realize, okay.
I'm going to just stay within the four corners.
Yeah. I mean, because I know better and I'm trained. And so I'm held to a higher standard than some of my colleagues because they know I know better. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes when you're a little smarter than the average bear, it doesn't always help you.
Okay.
Decision for yourself.
I'm sitting here with
what the fuck does that mean?
The litigator, so let me bring up my briefs. This is what happened. I remember Portia had the really short hairdo that day, and she was going on and crying about how you told her information, and you sat there, and I will never forget your face. You were beat for the guys, and you sat there and just wrote it out, and Candy played up this whole thing that Candy could not believe.
Candy played it up. He's automatically wording it as if Candy is pretending to be more upset than she actually is when you literally accused her of attempting to R somebody.
What was being said about her, which we're now hearing more about the.
Yeah, he's never getting over those I hate Candy because she won't give me an interview allegations.
Bedroom as time has kind of progressed and the world has become more accepting of people's bedrooms being different.
Yeah.
You don't have to say anything if you don't want to, but you gave a lot of grace. Again, this is another example.
Grace.
Why?
What do you mean gave grace? She did it. There was no grace for her to give anybody. She did it.
You know, got it. I'm sitting here with a litigator, so let me.
Yeah, it sounds like to me, y'all are trying to like rewrite history and act like she didn't do what she got fucking fired for. She did that shit, and now she trying to backpedal and pussy pop on accountability. That's because she ain't really changed, and she never really was accountable. Candy should have sued your fucking ass. Yeah. Y'all gotta excuse me, this deodorant under my arm. I have not had a chance to go and wipe it off. I hate that. I always have to try to wipe off the excess once it starts to like be in a crevice of your arm. I hate that. But I smell good though. Anyway, so Jesse Wu chimed in. Jesse Wu said, I don't understand why Britt felt the need to bring up Shamia's daughter at all, insinuating that Shamia was lying about her daughter's illness. Shamia has amazing self-control because baby, y'all, that's not that serious to me. Like that's not that serious. But let's see what Britt Edie said. Shamia doesn't get to call me a whore all season long, imply I'm an addict, bully me in every media outlet, come from my marriage and try to get the public to hate me because she is a liar. What no one see is Shamia uses that storyline to gain sympathy from the fans. Girl, we could see it. We could see it. I just finished talking about it. We could see it when she weaponized her child condition and knows no one can say anything. But no one talks about the made up story she has put out in the media, dragging my name every chance she gets. Fuck her. I'm gonna say what Erica De Niro said. Girl, you could have just came to the reunion with all of that. You could have just came to the reunion with all of that.
Decision for yourself.
Yeah, girl. Let's see. Child, Phaedra finally being able to be the thought that she always wanted to be, but her preacher parents wouldn't let her be. Child. Yeah, I think that's it. That's all I got on this. I'ma just go ahead and tell y'all, I think that Phaedra absolutely was in cahoots with production and she did that shit. Just like I think she did that shit back in the day when she sat there and did not dispute it, which lets me know it happened, because if you didn't do it, why wouldn't you say at the reunion that I didn't do that? Like, give me a fucking break. Y'all be on bullshit trying to believe people lies just because you think they lie good. As a whole gay man, none of my friends move like the messy tropes y'all get fed in pop culture. I don't know what that means, child. Jason Lee is so desperate. He always tries to hold people brand hostage by threatening to throw shade and smut on their name. Yeah, that's why I'm one of the people that is like, you don't do shit that's too bad. If you don't do nothing that's too bad, then that means that they can't really hold nothing against you. Meaning if you ain't assaulted nobody or stolen, like if it's not gonna get you arrested, I don't give a fuck. If it's not gonna get me arrested, it ain't nothing that you could say that's gonna like have me hemmed up that bad. Nigga, post a story. Suck my dick. Like that's how I would feel about it. Post it. Don't ever in your fucking life think you about to use nothing that happened in my life against me like that, and then try to use that to blackmail me. Oh, I know somebody cheated. If you don't want to, tell, if you don't want me to put it out, then come do an interview. Nigga, put it out and suck my dick and tell them I said suck my dick when I told you to put the story out. Thank you. Good day. The fuck? You're not using nothing on me like that. Go to hell. But yeah, Brit punked out to me, which it shows even more so that she not really about this life. Because if you was really about this life, you would have showed up to the reunion and done your little fake mean girl thing that you like to do. You sit there, girl, what? What? What do you mean? Oh, I know you don't want it, darling. You don't want to do it, baby. Like all of this fake fugazi bullshit that she does. And why your puss ass didn't show up to the reunion show, bitch? Like, I don't want to hear all that shit in them fucking comments. That shit should have been at the reunion stage and you punked out. So I don't really care what you got to say. Next case when it comes to Britt Edie. Next case. So yeah, did you hear the story about why Portia mama and Shamia mama beefing? Over the daycare? Something happened down to the daycare or something? Girl, I don't know. I don't care. It's OT and it don't matter. I ain't got no T on me. This whole thing, she TMZ. Dum, dum, dum. Listen. Whenever you just accept that I'm that bitch, the better your life will be. Okay? I was saying how exhausting it is when mofos like this markets or platform. Yeah. Like making everybody seem like they the messy ass gay man that just want to be in the information so bad. Yeah, we didn't had a few of them. But I don't attribute that to gay men as a whole. I attribute that to Atlanta gay men. I attribute that to, scratching and surviving, scammy like energy that really can go between gay men, overly feminized women, masculine women, niggas. Like, child, everybody can act as thirsty and pathetic as some of these girls come on the show trying to be involved in some mess act. I see what you're saying, but don't you carry that. Don't carry that, Brandon. Whenever y'all be out here trying to carry stereotypes that you know you don't live up to, shake that shit off. Don't you pick that up. That ain't you. Leave it on the ground. Look, child, not me, bitch. Okay? Leave it on the ground, child. Don't pick it up. No, I'm not the base model thinker, baby, and I appreciate you. But please understand, when we see people like Marcus, especially for me, when I see somebody like Marcus, like I've met enough fucked up ass messy queens in real life in my life. Like when I was growing up in New Orleans, y'all know New Orleans has a real gay culture here. And I'm also, especially in high school, I was really only dating women in high school, girls in high school. So I was around a lot of gay people. So you know that, yeah, it's some niggas that's got this real, like, it's like barnacle. Like they want to get on you and suck you. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of shit. Like everybody be having energy like that. Even the prettiest of bitches have energy like that. So I don't attribute that just to like gay men. You know what I'm saying? Don't be feeling like that. Same class of 06. Okay, you already know. Okay? Listen, niggas in high school was how I figured out that a lot of gay boys have had a ton of sex with women before they figure out that they like men. Like a lot of gay boys I knew used to like they would, like y'all see Saucy Santana would be like, "Oh, I'd have the baddest bitch in the school and all of that." Yeah, pretty much. That's a thing. That's the thing. So I don't attribute it to somebody's gayness, love. And don't you pick that up. Whenever, and that's for everybody. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Whenever there's a stereotype about you as a woman, black person, gay person, man, if it don't apply to you, and it's okay for you to look at the stereotype and then look within yourself and see if anything matches. And if anything matches and you don't like it, then try to see if you could, unlearn it, fix it. We all on a journey here. But at the end of the day, if there's a stereotype that you don't fit into, you don't pick that weight up as if you got to combat people thinking that's you. That's what we always tend to do. No, be who you are, Simba. Okay? Be who you are. And fuck everybody else that wants to put some trope that's not yours on you. Get off me with that shit. Nah, that ain't me, bitch. You was confused. You was led astray. Okay? So don't you carry that, because we know everybody ain't like these niggas that we be seeing ever so often. We see these weird niggas that attach themselves to the girls on Real Housewives of Atlanta so they can spray some tea don't nobody give a fuck about. Oh, Mendici's cheating. Big fucking whoop. Surprise. Niggas is cheating. My God. I would have never fucked it. Anyway, I love y'all. Now, I'll be posting shorts. I leave tomorrow. So, y'all will hear from me, but I'll be posting in shorts. I come on here live randomly once I get to BALI. We'll see how it all works out, girl. Make sure y'all following me. I love you guys. I hope y'all have a really good week. And, I'll be posting some members only content throughout the week that was just for the members. I'll be posting that. So if you didn't see it because you're not a member, you'll get a chance to see a lot of the podcast breakdowns. That Kelly Steele one that I did, I'll be releasing that for everybody this week. I'll probably try to release that B Simone one, but a lot of the breakdowns I have been doing that have been members only, I'll be releasing those this week for everybody else. So, I'll still be here for you if you need me. Count on. Bye, y'all. Count on me.